Hey, it's Andrew Huang. In an attempt to get more nature in my life, I'm gonna start today's video in nature. Today we're talking about Europa, a ridiculously powerful synth with some really unique features made by Propeller Heads, who also make Reason. In a really excellent move though, they are starting to port some of their formerly Reason-only instruments over to be used as VST plugins in any music software. Well, lots of music software. Most big music softwares. A large amount of my synthesizer education happened through using Reason, so I was really excited when Propeller Heads approached me about partnering on their Europa release. I made 20 presets for it. We're also doing a giveaway. You can enter to win a free copy at the link in the description. Right now though, let me show you how awesome this synth is. So Europa is a wavetable synthesizer, meaning you can get all those awesome morphing, growly sounds. But it's also flexible and powerful enough that it's great for all different kinds of sounds. I'll show you some of the patches I've been making. Here's one of my favorites that's in completely the opposite direction of what we were just hearing. I call this one Shimmer Chime. How about like an 80s type pad? Funk bass. One great thing is that you're not just limited to the preset wavetables, but you can load in any sound you want and it will use it as a wavetable. Why don't we just record something right now? I was being sneaky. Let's load that into Europa. We'll select sample to be our wavetable. And now with the shape knob, why don't we just record something right now? I can sweep through my recording. So that's kind of a cool sounding effect on its own, but let's play with it. Let's see what happens. You've got these two modifiers which apply different kinds of wave shaping and distortion. Record something right now. You can also set up an envelope or an LFO to do this knob sweep for you. Here's a bass patch that I've already made using that dumb recording. Why don't we just record something right now? Let's keep playing with the sound, but let's move on to the next section, the Spectral Filter. What's ridiculous about this is that it's not actually filtering the audio, it's processing the data and recreating it. And this lets you have way sharper slopes if you want, and a bunch of other interesting effects. Let's have a play with some of these different filter types. I don't even fully understand this, but you can use your sample as the filter. As I sweep the resonance, can you hear it say record something right now? Record something right now. So I guess it's using different specific points within this wave that we're now using as a wavetable it filters it through that spectral information rather than your normal, like a low pass, filter everything out above this frequency kind of deal. I'm gonna pretend like I'm making sense and move on. Part of this filter is the harmonics section where you have a whole bunch of different selections of ways that it will treat harmonics. Random gain is a pretty good one to demonstrate this effect. It just randomly changes the amplitude of specific frequency bands. And there's an amount knob so you can kind of dial that into taste. Let's check out another one, odd to even. And again, these parameters are assignable to LFOs, envelopes, or your mod wheel using the modulation matrix at the bottom of the plugin. So you can just go nuts with sound design and experimentation on this thing. The next part of the chain is this unison section. Just adding more voices, doing slight detuned versions of the same sound to give it fullness. So what we just looked at, the wavetable with the two modifiers, the spectral filter, and the unison, There are 3 of those within Europa that you can use at the same time. You go to Engine Select, boop, boop, and that's how you choose which one you're editing. Most of the rest of Europa is fairly standard. You've got mixing between the different engines. You've got a normal filter, amplifier section, 3 LFOs and 4 envelopes that you can assign. There's also a pretty nice sounding built-in effects section right at the bottom. You can turn them on and off independently, and you can also drag them to rearrange the order that they process your sound in. So that's Europa. I hope you enjoyed this little look at it. You can check it out on the web. I will link to that, and some of my patches are in there. Not all of them. I've made 20 patches for them, but you can play a few of them in the web version. I'm also doing a giveaway of the full licensed version of the plugin. More details about that in the description.